2, 1.
All right, and welcome back. Here we are for our first installment. We're going to actually do a live inspection on the property. Now, to make things simple, I already know that this one's vacant. This is one that I've done a few months ago, and we're back for a recheck. So what we've done is we found a secure place to pull into the property. I have my clipboard, I have my camera, I got my pen. What we're going to do is we're going to verify that this is the right address. The address on this property is 1600 and whatever road it is, so we're going to make sure that this is the actual correct number. What we do is we can tell if we look out front that we have a mailbox with the number 1600 on it. So the first thing I'm going to do when I come up to the property is I'm going to take a picture of the mailbox. Now, LPS requires that we take at least 4 photos of a vacancy. You're going to notice as I go around the property, I'm going to take quite a few more than 4 photos. Now, most of your digital cameras are going to have a zoom lens, so I'm going to zoom in and take the first photo for the property. Okay, now, the next thing that's very important when you're inspecting a property and taking photos is you'll notice where the sun is. The one thing that I absolutely don't want to do is I don't want to take a picture directly into the sunlight, because that's going to affect the quality of the photo. So what I'm going to try to do is, if the sun right now I'm standing here is to my 10 o'clock, I'm going to try to put my left shoulder to the sun so that I can take a picture that it's not going to blur or smear when I go to upload the photo onto the software. So I'm going to come back this way. Now when I take my photo, I want to make sure I get the whole front in. You can take it from an angle or you can take it dead on, but because the sun's over here, I'm going to take it this way so the sunlight doesn't get into my photo. Okay, that's photo number 2. Now I'm going to walk down the front. And this is really nice today. We have a great sunny day, so you're really going to see that if we're not careful as to where we stand when we take our photos, they're not going to come out properly. So I'm going to walk down the front. One of the things you want to be aware of when you're going out to do inspections is always make sure you have a good quality work boot on, and regardless how hot it is, today it's approaching 80 degrees, I'm still going to wear long pants. Why? Because you can see as I walk down the walkway here, nobody's trimmed the shrubs in a while. I'm going to get scratches, or I could get, rub up against something and cut myself, so I don't want to do that. So I want to make sure that I'm properly protected when I go to do the inspections. Picture of the door. We had already put on a vacancy sticker and somebody has scratched it off. Now when they do that, that normally leads us to believe that somebody that actually owns the property or has something to do with the mortgage has been here since I've been here. However, as we walk around the property, we're going to be able to determine that this is actually vacant. So I'm going to take a picture of that to report it to LPS, and then I'm going to place a new vacancy sticker on there and initial it. Make sure that you always have vacancy stickers on you so you don't have to walk back to the car. Okay, so I'm going to take another one off. And I'm going to put it right over the one that they scratched off. Now, when we do the vacancy stickers, you want to make sure that you put it, if possible, on a screen door. If you come across like some of the older properties that have really beautiful stained glass and the lead engraving around it, I don't want to put a vacancy sticker right on top of that. I don't want to really, mess up the way that the property looks from the front, because if the people are trying to sell the property, that's not going to leave a good impression. From a professional standpoint, I want to make sure that I'm putting it somewhere that's visible, but it's not going to affect the overall appearance of the property. Had there been a side window here, perhaps I would have stuck it on the side window, okay? But this is fine, it's just plain glass. So I'm gonna put it on. I'm going to put today's date on it, and I'm going to put my initials. Now, how can we tell that it's vacant? When we open the door, I can look in, and I can see that it's empty inside. Okay, I don't know if we can get that with a camera, but we can tell that it's empty inside. Okay, that's a prime indicator that we know the property is vacant. One thing I'm going to do is check for security that it's locked. So we did that. Now I'm going to walk around the property and take the remainder of my photos. Remember, you always want to leave the property exactly how you found it. So if you open the door, make sure you close the door. We're going to walk around this way. Again, you have to be careful. There are more doors here. Now this one I can really get a good look inside, and I can tell that the house is vacant. So I'm going to take a picture of the inside through the glass. Okay, so that the bank can see that they know that we're not just making it up, that the property actually is vacant. Then I'm going to come back out. Now LPS requires 4 exterior photos of all the sides. So I'm going to take a picture number 2 of the exterior of this side. Okay, now we're going to walk around, we're going to go to the other side. Sometimes when you go to the properties, the gates are going to be locked. And that's okay. If you can't access the rear of the property, that's not your fault. You just need to put that on the comments. I couldn't access the rear of the property to check for utilities and things like that. Now, I'm going to put the sun at my back to take the backside photo of the property. Making sure to be far enough back that I can get the whole property in my picture. Okay. Now, as I walk forward, I can see the utilities, so I'm going to check to see if the electric's on. That's going to be another prime indicator as to whether or not the property is occupied. Now, looking at the electric meter, I see absolutely no movement. So that leads me to believe that, again, the property is vacant. So when I put that in my notes, I'm going to take a picture of the meter so that the bank knows what I'm talking about. Coming around to this side, again, we have a nice view inside that the property is vacant and empty, so I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to check the double doors here to make sure they're secure. And I'm going to take another picture inside to show that the house is empty. So now I've taken 3 or 4 pictures of the interior of the property without ever going into the property. Okay? Now I don't think there's a gate on this side, so we're going to go back out and we're going to go around and take the final picture of this side of the property. Then we'll have our 4 exterior photos.